Hello everybody, welcome back to another video where I talk over a game. And today I was going to talk about, well, I will be talking about maybe it's like inventory management. Not entirely sure what I'm gonna call it, but it's like this whenever I have people coming over. Usually I don't know that too long in advance because usually it's my mother coming over and she tends to decide things on a whim because of her memory issues. So last Easter I was actually going to go over to her place. We were going to go to a mini mall near her house, have a cup of coffee, I don't know, shop around a bit. It was like Easter, I'm pretty sure something would have been open over there. And she initially agreed to that. But she's in this phase where she feels that there's like a lack of control coming up and she has to drive her car regardless of what we tell her. We don't want her driving, etc., etc. But still, she decides last minute that she's going to come my way. And then I'm like, okay, that means all this stuff that I have in my living room needs to be sorted out and needs to be made presentable. Usually, my kitchen table is like the landing pad. Whenever I come home from shopping or something, I unpack everything over there, and then some things immediately go into a cabinet. Other things I'm like, okay, I need to do something with that later, and then it kind of sits there. And as long as nobody's coming over to visit, it doesn't bother me that there's like a bunch of books sitting there that need to go or be read at some point, etc., etc. But then when I need to get things out of the way, I don't really have the time to sort through everything on the spot, so I grab a bag, put everything in there. It goes into another room, and then I'm thinking, okay, when she's gone, I'm going to unpack it again. But that part never happens. Well, not at the timing that I would like it to happen. It just kind of happens maybe several months down the line, so that I have a bag sitting somewhere with things that I don't immediately need, but I don't want to get rid of either, and I still need to find a spot for it. So I have several of those bags and several of those boxes in the attic as well that I just took with me from the move, and I never really unpacked them, so they're still sitting there. And it's always like a mix of things. When I packed things, there was like a couple of boxes, like I'm talking about the move back in, what is that, 2017 or something. I did pack certain things like in certain boxes, like everything from the kitchen was pretty much in a couple of kitchen boxes, but then the rest was of course all mixed up because it was all mixed up in my house when I encountered it. So there's a lot of boxes that have a mix of things, and there's a lot of bags now that have a mix of things. That means I don't really have a very steady place to put them. And then we get an inventory management issue with bags and boxes sitting all over the place, kind of like taking up space, and me thinking that I have something, but not being sure where it is. And then I end up buying duplicates, etc. So that's just how my house tends to fill up. I have everything double or triple because I think or I know that I have something, like a screwdriver set, but then I can't find it. And particularly when I'm on the road, I'm like, oh, I need a screwdriver. I'll just go get a cheap set somewhere, and then I'll just use that. And then I can put it like in my car or something, and I'll deal with it later. But then the later doesn't come because the whole idea of sorting through things is too big of a task to tackle in one go. So then I was thinking, like, how do I sort this issue out? Because it's not that I don't know how to sort things, because often when I'm like playing a game or something, like Minecraft or Stardew Valley or Pal World, I'll have certain chests for certain things, and I always structurally sort through them and put them in the right spot. There's two things working for me in games like that. You have the fact that you can just immediately spawn a new chest if you have the materials. You can usually put them anywhere because you have lots of space. So actually there's like three things, because I don't have the space, I don't have the ability to suddenly just spawn a bunch of chests over here. And the third thing being, if you have an item in-game that you don't want anymore, you can just discard it and it's gone. You don't have to do anything else with it, it's just gone, and you can move on to doing other things. Like I already said, I don't really have the ability to spawn new chests whenever I want, and I also don't have all the space that I need to store all these different chests. That's more of a thing like, okay, I could just move a few things around, put a couple new totes down, and then that's it. I'm going to start sorting things in there. But I think for me the main issue is the last one, that I don't just have the ability to make things disappear when I don't want them anymore. In real life, you have to either put them in the trash, and then the trash needs to go to a bin somewhere outside, or you want to donate it and everything has to be gathered in a donation bag, and then the donation bag has to go to a secondhand store or something. And I've already done the donation bag thing before. I've got a whole bag sitting with a bunch of stuff that's kind of like piling over top because it's starting to get a little bit too much. And it's been sitting there for a couple of months. And of course things have happened in the meantime that have led to having less energy overall, like losing my dad and my brother in the same year. My mother is increasing memory issues. And of course, the stress of having so much stuff that still needs to be sorted out is just a constant in the background. So that makes me less likely to start with something. But I guess if I maybe start some rules, like if I have a full trash bag of stuff, I have to take it out before the end of the week. I'm going to try putting that somewhere where it's inconvenient, so it's always in the way, because that's something that I notice. If it's in my face, if I'm looking at it, I'm much more likely to think about it and do something with it than if it's like behind a wall somewhere or in a cupboard, in a drawer or something in the attic. So I'm gonna have to make it so that I get these totes. I can get a bunch of those at a store nearby rather cheaply. That shouldn't be an issue. I can put labels on them like clothing, childhood stuff, cables, whatever, something like that. Just a whole bunch of totes in a row somewhere where I put all these things for different categories. And then when I have more stuff for a certain category than fits in there, I have to start making choices. Like the chest is full, basically. You can't put another thing in there. And you don't want to spawn another chest unless it's something that's really important. Then maybe you want to have 2 totes for one category, but I really got to be selective about that I don't just start saving things for the purpose of saving things just in case, because I have a lot of just in case stuff as well. So instead of making a new chest in Minecraft because there's too much iron in there or whatever, you have to start letting go of a bunch of stuff because you can't fit it in the chest anymore. That needs to go. So then I have to go and make a donation bag and a trash bag. When either is full, they have to be put in a location that is annoying so that I actually keep thinking about it and I make plans to get rid of it sometime during that week. And I have to tell myself not to try and do this all in one go. I'm going to buy the totes, probably I'm going to buy like 3 at a time because I'm probably going to have like 6 or 7 different categories. That was an accidental 6-7. Enjoy. And I'm going to take a bag or something or a corner in the attic or a box in the attic like once a week maybe if I'm feeling up to it, if I have enough energy for it, and then just sort that thing out. I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'll give this a try, and then a couple of months down the line, I'll probably make another video to talk about how that's gone and how things have improved. Because ultimately the goal is to have a house that looks somewhat neat. Like it doesn't have to be super clean or anything like that. I don't mind a bit of dust here and there. A couple of items left out. Don't care too much about that either. But I shouldn't continuously be filling boxes and bags and then leaving them, because that's going to end up like being even more chaotic and costing even more energy just to think about how I still need to sort those out. So that's something that needs to happen. And that's what I'm thinking about doing. Let me know in the comment section if your house has a similar issue, if you have a similar issue, and how are you dealing with that. I'm very curious to see what other people out there are doing. Meanwhile, I hope you have a nice day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye for now.